Today we are going to go through dollar, 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 and dollar, and dollar, and dollar, and whatever pairs you want me to cover today. I am very happy to have you here, to see you here, that you are well and alive. I hope that you're able to see what's going on, that you're able to see that you are alive. Whoops, that was wrong. That we are alive. So, trading Forex, that's what we're going to do today, isn't it? We're going to go through some pairs, whatever you want, whatever pairs you want. We're going to go through some tips and tricks of, I would say, that you should know and understand in order to become a successful Forex trader. Also, yeah, I think that's very important that you need to know that too. And what that is, well, that's up to us to discuss later on. So, Ali is here. Good. Amazing, buddy. I am only trying to get people in. We have the sound on, I would say, I guess. I would guess that, since Ali says hi. Video okay? Sound okay? Smile? Okay. So the drill, you have to add Ali. Sound okay, video okay, smile okay. Alright. So what is going on in my life at the moment, like, since you are here following me over time? So today I've been looking into merch. Not because I want to sell you guys a lot of things, because as what I've seen around, profit on each t-shirt is like a couple of dollars. So that wouldn't make me rich. But it's basically because I would like a blue shirt, like a shirt, but like with my logo on it. And then my debate is, should I make a new logo? Should I keep my logo? Because the one that I made is kind of a bedroom logo, kind of just made it on my own. Nothing particular with it. So, do I want to spend, what is it, $50 on a new logo? Potentially a new intro? Potentially new merch? I don't know. So, that's where I am. Haven't been done what I was supposed to do, I guess, but which is to help you guys. But yeah, that's that, I guess. Hello, Sammy. Hello, Godfather. Let's see what this week has hidden from us. Please do EUR USD. Okay, so as I want to tell you guys, there is yeah. So let's see, what can I take away now? Okay, good. So okay, my hair is there today. Good. Then I would say that Euro and Euro USD, I am not necessarily, I'm going to want to do another Euro USD. So a different one, yeah, okay. So I'm just expecting a range. That's all I expect. And then I would say, why do you expect that? I got the question the other day. Who was it, Avi, who said that? Oh, sorry. One of them, one of the potential new students of mine said that, how do you know where Euro is going? I mentioned a different pair, but how do you know the Euro USD is going sideways, up or down or whatever? And then I can say, well, it's kind of experience, but also just having a plan. Your plan can either be right or wrong. But the most important thing is to actually have a plan. So what has my plan been, since Sunday at least? I've said sell the top, buy the bottom. And since Sunday we have risen to the top, and that's kind of the entry that you have. So congratulations, I know people have taken this trade. So for those who have taken it, congratulations. On the other hand, this webinar does not contain any investment advice and is only for educational purposes. So it's just my personal opinion. It's definitely up to yourself and your own money for what you what do you call it? for what you want to do. But I'm just going to give you my small view, and then you can go to other YouTubers, competition is okay, and say, okay, but I haven't said this and this and this. Okay, he might have a different view. But I would say I would sell at 13.40, and if you did so, you should be in profit by now. You should be looking in your profits and say break even and take profit down here, and be like, okay, good, then we're done for the week. The other theory is, as a buyer, you have two possibilities. You have this one, which is a break above and then continuation, or a back down to 1180 and then up. And you haven't gotten any of that yet, which is okay. Market didn't give you, then it's okay. Then it's better to leave those trades that you have right now as a buyer than to take them and anticipate, oh, this is now a new higher high, this is now a new higher low. Sorry, this is now a new high, this is now a new higher low. Let's go higher. But if it truly was, just disregarding everything that's here right now, so if it was a true, so just make it, wait, just make that, okay. So if it was true, that this is only what we saw, we are just going to go higher. We have a new low, we have a new low, we have a new low. But why did we close down here then? Why didn't we hold support? Resistance turning support. Now we have a lower than the support. Now we're no longer bullish again. So if this was truly a new trend, it kind of invalidated itself quite fast. So I wouldn't buy in this market because we have a range. But what I would do was to wait in those areas and sell or buy, depending. My wife is Feng Shui consultant and she can help you with the logo. Well, I first have to, Johnny, I first of all have to make a decision that if I should make a logo or not. What is going on with my hair? Like, jeez. bad hair day, huh? But yeah, so other than that, nothing more than, yeah, that's kind of the update that I would give you. Another thing, people have added a widget, is that what you call it? So it might pop sound if somebody subscribes to this channel, or not likes, but if they put in a donation or subscribe or something. So if that happens, I'm sorry, I haven't figured out where the volume control is yet. So if it pops up, if somebody subscribes, sorry, I had. Okay, other than that, so what else do I want you to know before trading now? I want you to know that hedge funds has left the building, and there is not a lot of volatility in the market right now, especially now for this week, potentially until the 13th, potentially until the 13th and 20th. So maybe around, maybe around 20th, we can potentially having a new trend. What do I then mean? Is it the market not going to do anything until 20th? That's a possibility. So that's why I would sell here and buy here. That's that. But what I mean by 20th, we might be doing this, and this is 20th, and we might break out. Okay? And then if we break out up, we fall and then rise. Okay? So even though if you rise on 20th, don't expect it to hold forever. And then fundamental analysis, like, I want you to make this a bit more epic. So what do I want you guys to do this summer to really emphasize on your strategy, on your research? Okay, first question. I want an answer for this one. What does institutional trader do that retail traders don't? Blank question, I want an answer on that. And until I've gotten the correct answer, I'm not going to go down that road. Until you have Googled or given me the answer that I want, it's quite obvious. But what does institutional traders do that retail traders don't? The Godfather says exactly, hedge funds left and left us with turtle market. Okay, I don't know if it's actually retail traders who's actually pushing the market now, or if it's just some of the hedge funds that still, like, algos who's actually driving the market, like just computers, just leave your computer on, and then whatever, if something happens, it starts doing something, putting in some orders every day just to have something happening. But it's not very exciting, this kind of a move. 106, 156, 50. Hi, Mr. Sharuk. Yeah. How are you? I'm very fine. I'm good. They use proper risk management. Correct? Not what I wanted to talk about. You want to ask my question? Just ask my question. Ollie, you should know this. I have big hopes for you, man. What is it? If it's not risk management, what else is it? I would guess it's actually quite near that, actually. But yeah. Can crude test 38? We can go to crude soon. I just want to, for anyone to understand that, I want an answer of what does institutional traders do that retail traders don't. Very interesting. Have you sold it, Sharuk? I think that's the most immediate question. Have you sold it? Is that what you're asking? Or are you thinking of it? Those are two very important questions. Yeah, you're getting into it. You're getting into it. So the answer is, yeah, okay. I would close that oil trade. This is not investment advice, but I wouldn't sell it for $1 million bucks at this current market. I wouldn't. If somebody gave me $1 million, I wouldn't have sold it. So, what can I say? So, what does institutional traders do that retail traders don't? Research and use fundamental analysis. That sounds like a big, large word, but let me make it very interesting for you. Okay, let's take what is fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis, first of all, is looking into central banking reports. How do you look into central banking reports? Okay, you look into what are they saying? What do they mention? And a couple of tips there is, they normally mention CPI, which is inflation rate, and unemployment. And they normally have a target, at least in this modern world now, they have a target for their CPI. And then you can go to any economic data point provider like FX Street, Daily FX, whatever, economic investing.com, whatever those websites is called, that has an economic calendar. You search for the for the consumer price index, CPI, and look at, is that number 2%? If it's not, the central bank is still going to put in stimulus to make the market go up, so the stock market go up. Okay, so if the market, if the central bank is manipulating the market to go up and weakening the dollar, that's quite easy for you to like, okay, I would then start selling the dollar every time it is bearish. But I didn't believe. That was just a small one, okay? That was just one part of it. And then they mention retail sales, they mention business environment, then they mention maybe housing market. And then if you go into those indicators on those economic data points, and then you see, okay, is this a good number? For example, if they released CPI today, if they released unemployment today, is it a good number? Is NFP a good number normally? And that could be your bias for the rest of the year. And that would make you not selling the oil, for example, if you believe there's going to be a good, if there's going to be an improved world for the next 6 months, that we are now picking back up because of all the stimulus, we're going to be up, 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 up. Well, just look at Tesla. Tesla is now at 1,300. It was 1,000 and it was 400 in March, April. Now it's 1,300. So it's gone up $1,000 per share. But they don't sell so much. So, or they don't have so much profit. So why is it that high? I don't know. Anyways, point being is that research I just did for you, that should help you becoming a bit better trader. And then you need to look into, okay, what does the market do every year? What does it do every summer? And then a pro tip now, what I want you to spend the summer is, what does the market do normally in August, September, October, November? Free education. I'm not going to charge over this. I would have, should have, maybe. But that's how you start planning ahead. Because what retail traders don't is planning ahead. I didn't. I couldn't even plan ahead for a month ahead of me. So you can now look back into what does August normally look like? Okay, maybe Euro USD falls, maybe, and then it rises. Okay, then you test that back in time, like the past 5 years in August, Euro USD. Look into what happens. If you can do that analysis now and be ready for August, I think you're going to see improved results. Okay? Just a free tip. Hi Mima, welcome back. I missed you. Yeah, so Sharuk, you should not sell oil, even though that might be a good idea. I don't agree anymore. It is totally bullish, and I don't think it's going to 38. It can, potentially, yeah, could. But, yeah. So what is fundamental analysis in a very short form, and a very tangible for you, is that they look into the central banking report and the meeting minutes the week later into what does the central bank want the market to do. Okay? What is their view? Are they viewing the market as a positive place where everyone is happy, everything is good? Or are they looking into there's a lot of risk, people are losing homes, people are losing their jobs, people are losing their income? That is two different ways of what the central bank is going to do. So if the central bank now has said we're not going to cut any more interest rates, that means they can't cut anymore. That means dollar can't get strong anymore. Quote unquote, it can for a small time, but not for the longer time. If we get a second wave of coronavirus, Is the dollar going to be as strong as last time? Probably not. Because we've already, the difference now is there's a lot of more stimulus in the market. The market is different. Okay? So what does that make you? Buying Euro USD until CPI hits 1%, 2%, sorry. And then you just follow the American CPI publication every time it puts out. Is it what, every month? Every second month? Every second month? Until it's 2%. And then you're out. Might take a year, might take 2. They trade higher time frame. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. They can trade 15 minutes. But they have a plan for the next 3 months, for the next 6 months, for the next year, for the next 3 years. That's the difference. They plan ahead using fundamental analysis, which is very simplified. One part of it is looking into the central banking report. What does the Fed, what does the Bank of England, Bank of Canada, Royal Bank of Australia, is it Royal? RBA, and the Royal Bank of New Zealand, what do they want the market to do? That's what they're trying to. Then you just follow what they're trying to do. They trade higher time frame. What's your opinion? Are marked better or worse than expected, not previous? Sorry I'm late. Hi Rally, welcome. What do you mean? Yeah. So when you look into, for example, let me give you a very high tip here. Okay, let's go into FX Street. I've wanted to put this content down for a long time now. Okay, let's go to economic calendar. Let's go to filters. Let's go to where does it say clear? It doesn't say anywhere. Okay, so I then want to see inflation only. And I want to see it for past since 1st of April, I guess, until 7th of August. Okay, not necessarily then. Okay, good. Maybe a bit more. Previous month. Now I'm just going to make it 1st of April. Save, apply. Let it load. Okay, so here we are. Here we are at CPI. CPI in April was negative 0.1%. That is nowhere near 2%. Okay? And then I would go to, what is it, dashboard? Or is it the other one? Anyways. Okay. And then I would look at the then I would look at, okay, how has it gone before? Where is it now? It went way south. It is now improving. The trend is now improving. I would then be positive. I would not necessarily look at the specific number. I would look into the improvement. So that's basically, but if it now turns sour again, then my view for the CPI might change, but I would not look at the specific data point if it's different from actual. Not necessarily. Well, this was yeah, at least in April, wasn't too good. There's another one later on. I know somewhere is it here. America, 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 America. Personal, just GDP. Come on, I know you have one more down. Okay, and this one as well was -4%, -0.4%. Okay, so still in May, not very good. And for me, I would react to it in terms of, okay, I understand we're not where we are going, we're not where we want to be, but what does the central bank want to do about a negative CPI? Well, they put money into the market, 4 trillion. And that would put me into the market of saying, okay, I'm only going to buy Euro USD as long as it's still an uptrend. And that leaves me from not trading in this market, and I would wait for the breakout and continuation. And that has made my life so much easier. Just ask, Abeda, just ask. Okay, I will have to go back to Paris, people, okay? I hope you understood what I wanted to say now, was I don't look at the specific number, I look at the trend, what is generally happening, and then was a dip, now it's back up again, okay? The central bank is trying to put money into the market, or they have, and they are buying bonds, trying to boost the market. How does that work? They buy bonds from the market. What happens when the central bank buys bonds? Gives cash back. The banks get cash. The cash is supposed to be distributed into the market, so they buy or lend out money to people, so people can start getting some loans, so they can buy houses and start spending. Economic activity. Gold. I can do gold. So that fits. So I said somewhere earlier this week, I said 1820, I guess. 1820. For those who has been with me, that's true. That's still my goal. And I have been bullish this week. I hope that you all remember that. And the start of the week was the 6th. Okay, so that was here. I also said that I maybe wanted price new up, then down. I got that too. So that's target for the week, according to pivot points. But generally speaking, if I got an entry here at around 1770, I would still hold it. I would be like trying to hold my hands or sit on them. No, I'm sitting on my hands. To not close it, because I want to hold. I would have hold that trade for the next 2 years until CPI, which I just talked about, to become 2%. Holding for 2 years. Try that. What you take about pound New Zealand? I can do that soon. Pound yen. Hi Evan, how are you? I'm very fine. Shave the beard, you look old. Wow, Renko, wow. Well, you have to fight with my wife though. She likes it. I'm sorry, mate. So I'm really looking for that fight. And she might punch you. So, and you can't punch a woman, so she wins. Yeah, we'll take it. Sorry, you are hurting my beard feelings. Well, I don't want it, but my wife wants it. So, what do you do as a man? Do you listen to your wife, or just nope? Okay. So what do I want to say about gold? Gold is gone and done. This is where you were supposed to be buyer. That was last night, was it? This morning? I was at around 13:12. That was this afternoon. Then it would have got an epic rise. Congratulations, mates. Have traded. Wow, Walter, what are you doing? Euro USD, Brent, and Nat Gas, Euro New Zealand, Euro NOK. All good. Okay, awesome. Never shave the beard. The beard club. Happy wife, happy life. Yeah, like, for those of you who are married, and I know there is a couple of you guys, at least travel with wife since to be married, try to cross your wife and do whatever you want and see the consequences. You might sleep on the sofa tonight. And the sofa isn't necessarily very comfortable, so do you want to? Or now in the summertime, do you want to sleep in a tent? On a mattress, like air mattress, those that you self-inflate, that is just this thick. So you basically lay on the ground as punishment for not listening to your wife. So, yeah. So gold, what is my personal gold? I'm buyer, I'm looking into buying it. That was your entry. Pretty straightforward. Pretty what I said on Sunday. Target can be now at 1800 or forever until 2 years. I think until 2% improvement. Until 2% CPI, which is not today. That is maybe 6 months, half a year, 2 years from now. Growing longer, like a rangan. All right. But Vikings, I don't know if that's positive or negative though. Positive or negative? Well, yeah, we shall see in terms of that. Why do I have that box there? The overall sell area, okay. Vikings. We are Vikings, and we rape and beat and plunder other people. So that's what I remember from Vikings. Vikings is a breed of Norwegians that was actually very skilled craftsmen of sailors and warriors going around Europe, especially England, and stuff like that, to be like, yeah, do damages to other people. So, do you feel like this is bullish now? Do I have a bullish feeling? So this is kind of a trend line that people would take, and I'm like, no, don't, please. When was it bullish? So it went up. That was interesting. That was interesting. And then it started ranging, I would say. And then it broke out now. And now is another way to say, okay, here's another one. So if this was your... If this was what you saw, just look at that. That's a new high. No, that's a new high. Pullback. That close down there isn't a bullish move, but when you see a new higher high after that low, okay, then you can start engaging. So I would have bought down here. I didn't, because I didn't trade. Now it started going sideways. You're like, is this what I want to see? No. So then you might have chickened out. But if you were going to enter this market, by all means in this world, I would tell you to, okay, let's do trade entry here. I can do blindly, or I can do it hindsight, depending on what you want to accuse me of. I can do this. Okay, let's do it. Okay, we have a range, maybe tilted to downside. Price going lower, ranging, going higher. Not higher than that high, so I'm still waiting. We have a new high, but it comes down. I don't like that. Comes down again, goes up. Okay, I would say, okay, I can buy it here at 13.89. I get my entry, I get profit, goes back down again. Another entry if you missed it. A bit of range around your price there. Up, 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 going down, then up. Okay. That would have made you 2 entries. Okay, good. They say gold is going to 3,000. I haven't seen that though, Wally, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like, gold is tilted to the upside. Even though if it's going bearish for some time, it will at some point. I'm still tilted to the higher side. Yeah. So yeah. So that's like a tank. Like I can't take it now. Someone's calling me. Okay. Okay. Somebody just called me. Sorry, guys. So oil, I just did. Oil is going to the higher side, up to what was it, 42. Pound yen is going to the higher side. Where is it going to? There was a good short here if you were a seller, and a good short here, but now you're kicked out. Fine, sorry, guys. No hard feelings. So that should have been break-even trade for you. If you didn't have a break-even trade in that one, we need to have a talk about your entries if you didn't have a break-even trade here. If your trade was here or here or here, you still should have left it break-even or not higher than this high here of your. So yeah, what's your target, mate? You might have hit it already in this week. No, you haven't. Okay, up to 36 then, 35.80. Sorry. Okay, moving on. Going too late. Going too slow. CHF pairs. What is CHF doing? First of all, I want to just look at Swissy, generally speaking. Where are you? The currency strength index kind of a thing. Swissy is kind of strong at the moment, apparently. Okay. So I would go to my Swissy pairs, Aussie Swissy. That's sideways. Nothing to see here. Aussie Swissy is sideways. CAD Swissy is sideways. Euro Swissy is sideways. Pound Swissy is bullish. New Zealand Swissy is kind of bullish. USD Swissy is tilted to the downside. Okay. Let's do USD Swissy. So what do we want to see in a market that we're trading in? Okay. That is bearish integrity. No, bearish integrity. Bearish like the line in the sand for me calling it bearish or to the downside on a 4 hour. On 1 hour, I would say that it's still bearish because we haven't broken previous high. Okay. Then I would say on a 4 hour and 1 hour, this also looks very sideways-ish. So if I want dollar to be weak, Swissy to also be weak, what should I do? I don't know if I want to do anything here. But I can at least sell here, sell here, and leave the rest. I think that's kind of the thing. Yeah, and then here, no, 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 yes. Apart from that, Connor, is that okay for you? Euro pound was requested for. So would I trade Swissy pairs at the moment? No, not necessarily. Maybe pound Swissy because of pound. Which is a whole different ball game, I would say. But we have a double bottom, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So that's still tilted to the upside as long as we keep ourselves above 1750. Okay. All right. So a small question here to you people. I know we are, how many are we? 222 now. So a small question for you today. What is your number 1 struggle as a trader? And I know there will be a lot of different answers. There is no, what do you call it? There is no correct answer. Your answer is correct for you. So what is your #1 struggle to get profitability? Is it your risk management? Is it correct entries? Is it psychology? Is it strategy, lack of a strategy? Or is it lack of knowledge? Because it might be difficult to at least for me, it was very difficult for me to really comprehend that I didn't know everything. Even though at any time I made a mistake, I believed I was the best. That was my mistake, maybe above all, because that didn't make me improve. Because you can't improve somebody who doesn't believe they have something to learn. Okay. So what do we see here? First of all, we see here, what is it? 618 retracement, still bearish. Apparently higher time frame. So when did this bearishness start? Here. All this is okay. All this is bullish. Breaking resistance. Support measure. Sorry. Breaking support. Unable and making a new low. Then the next pullback is most likely going to be a sell-off. And I'm sorry for Wally. Maybe I didn't see that early enough. But that definitely has to be like a warning sign that like wah, 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 that the bullishness is ending. But it's your last chance. Now you can't buy it. Like, I wouldn't in a million years say that you should buy it now. Okay? Wally says entry is my biggest struggle. Yeah, we need to work on that. Psychology. Yeah. That's real, Ollie. And how can you get better entries? Maybe simulating Wally, finding a simulator, and then you redo the entries, or just go to a different market on the pairs that you're trading, and see if you would do the same other mistakes or entries again. because you would still have those emotions. So I think entry becomes into understanding the rules of when you should, and also have the patience to wait for a better price. And if it doesn't get to a better price, you let it go. So that's kind of a FOMO thing. Psychology, experience, belief in the system, also belief in yourself. I think a lot of traders is wrecking up their trading because of lack of belief in themselves. I think that it's not like I'm into mental health for you guys now, but I think that's a very large part of it, of your brain, and kind of trying to distance yourself from emotions. It's difficult, but in the end, when you are able to, at least in times, able to objectively look at the market, that means that you have looked at a lot of markets. Sorry, objectively look at a lot of markets, so that you understand which market conditions, what price action. For example, I myself, previously in my life, couldn't see this as bearish. I was like, yes, I get a better price, I can take it up now. And then a million times, and I never learned, it went up, yay, I get profit, and then boom. Why? And then it lost here. That really tricked my psychology, because I believe I was a great trader here, and here was the worst. Though the market just proved me wrong and didn't say anything about how good person I was or how bad person I was, even though I took it personally. Sammy, knowledge. Could you look at Aussie USD? I can look at Aussie USD. So, what is the target for Euro Pound? Just having that common theme. We're going down to 89. I think I said that on Sunday as well. 89. Okay? Good. Where's your next entry? Next pullback. Ooh! Ah! La la la. And do a darling. I don't know why I started singing now. Anyways, so what are we seeing here? Is this a new high? Is this a new trend? I would love to see this as a new trend, but this low here does not make me very proud buyer. Given though it's also July. But also, Aussie has a tendency to trend even though in the summer. So, I would be cautious. I would say, okay, I want a new high. Higher than this high. Because of this low, I would have said, oh, nice, new high. But I'm still not convinced that this is actually going to continue higher. Because a high in a normal market after a range followed by a new high pullback should follow a new higher high. But it didn't, at least so far. So I think it's actually a sell up here until it breaks higher. That's that. Looks like a head and shoulders, and I don't understand who made that a head and shoulders. Where is the head and shoulders? Is that a head and shoulders? Is this a head and shoulders? Yeah. Okay, so I can see where the head and shoulders is. Okay. The head and shoulders typically happens in a trend and at the end of a trend. How would you want to see it? You would like to see it when it does this. Shoulder, head, shoulder, lower low, sell. Here. Okay? At the break of the neckline or whatever. But we don't have a trend on Aussie dollar. We have a range. Then we have different rules of engagement. So you can sell it, but not because it's a head and shoulders, but because it's extended and at the top of the range and has a new low, has a pullback. That's the reason, not because it's head and shoulders. Please, New Zealand dollar and Aussie dollar. Mine is proper risk management. Hello there. Maybe some gold. There was a long jump. X-Horine, if I said you're right. First of all, welcome to the chat. I haven't seen you around. I hope you subscribe and I can give you some value to say that you are late. I'm sorry, the move has happened. Though, if you wanted to buy gold, you should have bought it at around noon, which is around 8 hours ago. Then you should have. Then you could have taken that trade and that move up and anticipated it before it even happened. What has happened today is already gone. Okay, you're late. Like, there's nothing more today. You have to plan for tomorrow. Look for the future. What do you want to happen in the future? Are you then going to look for a buy again? Okay, then you need to look for a pullback. Where is the pullback? That typically depends where you believe the market would go. That's up to you and on your knowledge, because I'm not going to give you investment advice. But if you believe it's going to go up because you saw it going up, that's not how you do it. You have a strong belief because of fundamental analysis. What is that? Looking into central banking policy, looking into where the central banks want the market to go, what normally happens around these markets, what does gold normally do around these markets, and if you believe it's going to go higher because of that, good. But if you think it's going to go up because it goes up, because if it goes up, it can actually be going down for the next 6 months. Because the fundamental analysis was different. But if you believe that it's going to go up for the next 6 months, then you can look for the next pullback. Sorry if I'm harsh with you guys, but I want you to plan. I want you to be a better trader. I want you to sit here with me in December and say, hey, do you remember when price was at $17.96 and now it's at $3,000? Man, lucky us. That is planning ahead. Thank you for the idea about bullish Aussie dollar. Make some profit from your suggestion. Thank you. You don't predict short to maybe 1780. Okay, I want to just finish Aussie dollar. Okay, so what's happening here? I think that's a short opportunity more than a buy opportunity until it breaks above here. So I would short it down to down here. Where is that? Around 68. Done. If it breaks higher, if it goes higher, then you are ready, willing, and able as a buyer to buy it up here. So that's that. Gold. Do I think it's going to go down to 60, 70, 88? Yeah, that's a possibility. If that's that can happen. Previous support, yeah, good. Previous resistance, sorry. Now new support, yeah. I can go with that. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sehr good. This is your first time with my channel. Welcome. Have I given you any new knowledge? Have I given you anything that you can take home and practice on or think about? If so, please hit the subscribe button. Sorry guys. It's getting late. What is it? 20? like 8:30 now, p.m. Long day. Long day of looking at merch, t-shirt design, and logos, and God knows what. I've been doing what I shouldn't be doing. Are we done with Aussie Dollar? Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah. Anyways, New Zealand dollar was also requested. A bit different. This one. Ooh. Ah la la. Did I tell you that that was a target? I think I've said it's a target. Ooh, buyers should take profit now. Are you selling now as a seller then? I don't know, maybe. Stop loss above here. Entry here. Okay. Looking into the for 1 hour. Yeah, that doesn't look too optimistic, I would say, as a 1 hour trade. I think that's a bit high. I would have stopped it here, but nevertheless, I think we're going down to 64 then. Yeah, I think this is the high. Might be wrong. Don't shoot me. That's all. You sub me for future sponsorship of Coca-Cola. Cheers, mate. But yeah, people who are new to my channel today, there is a Discord channel where you can talk to me every day. Ask me about your trade setups, your trading ideas. It's totally free. We are a growing community. I would also say to all those who are new here today, that I started out at, what was it, 34 subscribers back in October last year, and in January I had like somewhere around like 100 subscribers, and now I am at, what is it, 2000 something. Like for me, I've had like the graph of subscribers is like exponentially. So what I say to every new subscriber, first of all, I've started small. I didn't come from whatever, but also I'm one of you guys. I have gone through crap, through the dirt, been struggling ever since I started trading, and now I'm just trying to give back to you free, so far at least, value and information that I never had myself. Welcome, Melendeli. I'm so happy for everyone who's near today. Like, it means a lot to me that you're here. First of all, somebody's listening to me at all. But I want us to grow together. So me doing this for free has some kind of, not necessarily expectations from my side, but I would love you for sharing the free content that I'm giving out to other people that hasn't received the information, because I believe I have something for retail traders to understand that you need to plan ahead. You need to have a very strong, solid strategy on demo before you go real. You need to understand fundamental analysis, not necessarily because you are the greatest person ever, but just basic fundamental analysis of central bank. Start there. What does a central bank, what are they trying to do? What does it do, make the market do? How does it impact the market? I can give you a very specific example. Euro NOK. What is the impact of a central bank. This is a market raging higher, just going higher and higher and higher and higher, and all of a sudden it stopped. All of a sudden it stopped. Because here we had a central bank giving press conference about their measures against coronavirus, and they bought kroner. They bought. What does happen to Euro USD when you buy this one? This one gets stronger. Euro NOK goes down. And we have never... Oh, I was wrong. Sorry. 13 then. Sorry. At this time around, we have never seen the price again. That was a big fail of me. Anyways. This is where they start buying kroner. We haven't seen it ever since. That's how the central bank affects the market. Specifically. I hope you're still here 5 years from now, Mr. Connor. Mr. Connor, we're going to be here for the next 20 years. We are going to be here for the next 20 years. That's what we're going to do. How? I don't know. But we as traders in my community shouldn't worry about tomorrow, because we are planning August. I'm at least going to plan with them August, before August happens. So it is now 7th of July. 7th, 0707 2020. I'm already thinking 3 weeks ahead what is going to happen in August. Because July has already happened. You can't plan July in middle of July, right? And with that mentality, we're going to be here for the next 20 years. X-Ryan says, I'm in from May 2020. Greetings from Poland. Welcome. And for sure, I show your video to anybody looking for knowledge. Thank you, X-Ryan. I am deeply honored. Where do you find information about central bank moves? Okay. Sorry to say this, guys, but FX Street, that's what I use. But even though I'm not sponsored to mention their names, I should be. But there's a lot of fuzz on in their news section. So don't look at whatever they say when prices has done this. Euro USD has risen 1% today. Euro USD is in a range or technically going higher. It's bullish. That's all old news. You already know that today Aussie Dollar has moved negatively 0.27%. You don't need for them to tell you. But when they start talking about central banks, when they start talking about increase or decrease in interest rates, increase in bond purchasing or mortgage-backed securities, or QE, quantitative easing, when you start looking into what Powell has said, or Bank of Canada, Bank of England, Bank of whatever says, that's important information. So you need to filter, maybe ask me. I also have a news section in my Discord channel where I post the really most important news you need to know. Then you see, what do I look at? I look at analyses. I look at what those central bankers says. I look at maybe what analysis says. And I follow Saxo Bank, which is a broker, at their analysis. Free from all the fuzz of what price has done today, which there's a lot of to fill the feed. But yeah, apart from that, good. Apart from that, where do you find the actual central bank monetary policy? From their website. Go, just search for Monetary policy USA or Fed monetary policy statement. You will find it in that Google search. That's how easy it is. Maybe I'm babbling too much. So next pairs. Where are we going next? So Aussie dollar is sideways, turning lower. If you sold when I sold earlier, when I told you to sell, you should be in profit by now. Euro USD is also turning lower, as I said. Pound. Somebody asked about pound. Pound is in a different league at the moment. And it seems to me that I have made an arrow up there to 26.50. We have already broken out here. Are we going to sustain this move to the upside? As a buyer, yes, that's what you're thinking. As a seller, you're a bit more conservative and thinking, okay, I don't like this. This is not a bearish market. But listen to this one. If price moves back below 25.30, you can start looking to sell it. Down to 23.40. Down in this area. Okay. So right now, you know, you're just wandering around. If you're a buyer, you're like, okay, I can take it down to this level here, and I need to hold 25.30. Just needs to hold. Wicks, fine, but bodies has to hold above it, and then take it up to 26.50. Yeah, I'm just doing it shortcut right now. So what do you want to see? Well, first of all, we have hit 26. That might have actually been the target for buyers. So if you're a buyer, you're a bit of a, I wouldn't call it that you're cautious, but you are understandably not so aggressive with your account. And by the way, you should not risk your mother, your father, or your grandmother's pension in July, or anytime at all anyways, but really now this time it's more range bound. Trend doesn't hold, it can just go back down again, doesn't matter, because the hedge funds has gone home for holidays. They're not there to push the market. I believe there's two types of traders at the moment. There is algos and computers and some hedge fund traders, and then retail traders. Retail traders are maybe back now from work, they're on holiday, they have time, now they're going to make the money, prove themselves that they are the best traders. That's what I did, because now you have time, now you don't have school, now you don't have work, now you don't have anything else to do. You trade in a market where everybody left. Now you're supposed to plan for the fall. Where do you want to buy in fall? How are you going to buy in fall? What kind of price action do you want to see in the fall? Okay? That's what you should do now. Planning. August, September. That's where I'm right now, thinking about that. Planning that. USD CAD hasn't been mentioned, but I know people have mentioned that. So what do I see and say? It's still range bound. It was tilted to the downside on Sunday, now it's going back up. This is what I mean, like if you feel like, oh, this is going down, it's bearish, sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it. But it doesn't follow through. It falls into rocks. I think I gave you a target on pound dollar. Stop loss should be less than 1% of your trading account, so 50 to 100 pips. Where you should enter, I've also mentioned that, and the conditions of where you should buy and sell. Okay, good. But it's not trading advice, it's just for you to have an idea of what I think. Anyways, USD CAD. Is this a good place to sell? Is this a good place to buy? Neither. I would say, okay, this could be a selling point. Yes. Fine. I also think this is a range. And sometimes I've heard, not heard, but I've seen that price actually goes up to 50% of a range before it falls down again. So if you're a buyer, like, okay, I can take it up here before it falls down again. So I wouldn't hope for a lot, but that's kind of what I would believe. So what's 50% of this move here? That was a bit high. Okay. 50% is here. So there, around there, around 36.70. Okay. Is it bullish now? Where is it bullish? Well, currently, that's at the double bottom, higher high, higher low this morning at, what was it, 4 p.m.? Is it 1 a.m.? 1 a.m. that's 7 hours ago. That's when you could have bought it because of this high here compared to that high. Now just wait for tomorrow to give you a new low. Harvest big profits. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. I think I've exhausted a lot of what I want to say today. What I want to say today is start the exercise of going through previous year's charts in August. Start marking up what do you see. What happens first week, second week, third week, fourth week of August, first, second, third, fourth week of September, for the past 5 to 6 years on your pairs, currency. So if you are a dollar trader, you should do Aussie, Euro, Pound, New Zealand, USD, CAD. Look at August. Look at September for the past 5 to 6 years. What does it normally do? Find a pattern. And then you need to understand that you should have a track record on demo, that you know what kind of setups you want. I'm not going to crucify you if you use candlesticks, but I use price action, not because of this being an engulfing candle, not because this is a morning star or whatever, not because a morning star, not because of this is an evening star, not necessarily engulfing, but because market did not trade higher anymore, because market did not trade lower anymore, and then it made a higher high, higher low. Price action. Price did not go higher than this high, so that's the reason why I should sell. That's what I do. I don't look for confirmation. I would love to sell this week, and I have proof a couple of times that I have been able to just within a pip or two entering the market. I think it's in the group somewhere. I don't like posting my trades, but I might have slipped once or twice. Are you in any trades now? No, I'm not. I'm trying to sit on my hands, eating ice cream, drinking some Coca-Cola, because July is not a time to risk anything. And if you and me, who are going to be here for the next 20 years, we're like, okay, when investor, because that's my real goal. So yeah, and also you have to talk about goals. What is your goal with trading? My goal with trading is to have a track record around 5% risk, around 8% a month return, given 100% a year, low volatility, and that means small losses. But then, at the end of 3 years, somebody can say, okay, I want to invest whatever 100 million into your system, because you can consistently prove through a track record that you don't have more than 5% risk, but you generally have profits. And July is the month of the year that I don't make money. I lose money in July. So I have understood that I shouldn't trade July. And whenever I like, I'm just going to try a bit, always ends up on the losing side. Because my trading setups doesn't necessarily work, because hedge fund managers and traders has left the building. So no, I don't. So I just try to mimic what they do. So yeah, I'm trying here to help you, planning for the future. Homework! Melindy says, I was late. I'm sure if you had locked US 100 Nasdaq. Okay, so just saying, guys, whatever pairs comes in now and within the next 2 minutes, that's it. Okay? Then we're done with today, I guess, because I have been talking too much and I'm tired of my own voice. Sorry. But yeah, so what do you want to see? I want to look at those. Okay, can I just have a rant on USD yen? Give you a bit more knowledge. Okay, a bit more knowledge for those who is new here today. USD, that was too big. Yen and Swissy is one group of traders. Is one group of currencies, okay? One group. And then you have a different group, which is, this is the safe havens. And then you have a different group, whoops. Then you have a different group, which is Aussie, New Zealand, Canada dollar, somehow pound as well. So pound is kind of like GBP, and in a question mark. So those are also in a group. Okay, those trade together in the same direction. So you want to trade Aussie yen, Aussie dollar, Aussie Swiss, New Zealand dollar, New Zealand yen, New Zealand Swiss, not together, not dollar yen, dollar Swissy, because let me take an example. One day in March, pound yen, GJ, moved 180 pips. USD yen moved 15 pips. So what do you take? Do you take GJ, who does 180, or take 15? I take 180. So USD yen normally ranges or has low movement, and all of a sudden it can move. I don't. So for me, it's like, so if you want to win a race, do you take Bugatti against Bugatti, or do you take a Lada against a Bugatti, or Ferrari against a Lada, or what is it? Hyundai Getz? Is it Getz? Was it Honda? Hyundai gets like 90 horsepower against 500 or 600 horsepower. Which one do you think will win? Right? So this is the Lada against the Ferrari, and this is Ferrari against Ferrari. And I wanted to trade Ferrari against Ferrari because I don't know who's going to win. But if Lada and Ferrari is going to race, I know who's going to win, and I'm going to make money. Simple. I lost 980 so far. Any tips? First of all, Eric, I would say, to me, it doesn't really matter the dollar count. If it's $1 or if it's 980. percentage-wise, did you lose more than 5%? You might stop trading for now until market conditions are back. If it's more than 10%, you should completely stop trading, go back to demo and revalue your strategy, because that's too high risk. So if it's more than 10%, which is, then you need to have around $9,000 in your account. Was it more than, do you have less than 9,000? Then you have too much risk. Then you should adjust. So as Ali says, it depends on your capital, yes. And I don't want you to be above 5% of your capital. And if it's above 10%, you should stop. I'm a rookie and only been trading for 1.5 months. But Nelson, really welcome. Really welcome. I just hang on, watch some of my videos. But also you have done the rookie mistake of believing, because this, okay, let's put it differently then. I'm not going to discourage you, but I'm going to encourage you. Trading anything at all, which is stocks, which is Forex, which is options, which is future, which is commodities, oil for that matter, you're really working against the top 1 smartest people in the world. So do you think those people have gained everything they know today within 1 month? So you need to put yourself in. I guess you may have a job. So I don't make you, and you shouldn't stop your job or lose your job or at all. But if you do have a job, you can spend the evenings and weekends. That's what I did. Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. Research, research, research. What moves price? What moves the market? What kind of market conditions? What is the specific specifications of every currency? Sorry. What is the why does Australian dollar move? Why do USD move? Okay, and then you start understanding more and more and more every day, until you're coming down to your strategy, which is technical analysis, which you also need to understand, which is price action, support and resistance, trends, and reversals of trends, which is for me double tops and double bottoms. That's all I do. I use fundamental analysis, technical analysis. Technical analysis is 10%. Rest is 90. 90% of my work is analyzing what is going to drive the market in the future. Eric Nelson, there's a link in the description below, I guess. But if not, I'm okay. Since I'm actually just going to pop that link there for you guys. I can't invite. There it is. So no limit to people, maximum people, general, create link. Something is up, no limit that day. Create link. Okay, there you are. There, finally it is there. And then we're going into YouTube. Yeah, that's the link. Yeah, so everyone now has it. Good. Link in bio. Ask Evan. Yeah. You're welcome, Nadim. Hey, bro, from Egypt. Welcome. Gold. Gold is done for today. Done for You need to plan for tomorrow. You need to plan for the next pullback. If you're buying, if you're selling, you can't sell it at the moment. It is not bearish. And if you want a longer term on gold, I believe it's going to go up until CPI in America is 2%. That might be for the next 1 to 2 years. So yeah. Who are the top 100? Well, I don't know who's the top 100, but I would guess they work in investment banks and hedge funds. Those are the ones we are trading against. And also about investment banks, small information there. They gain money every time you trade. And they automatically get money from trading. So they know they have no risk in the market. Like they don't necessarily put trades into the market. We just take some small of every trade. That's how they make money. Risk-free. It comes back to the analogy about market maker. So if you buy access to the flow in less than a second, less than a microsecond, whatever that second is, they have done the opposite of with the order coming in. So they have taken advantage of the order coming in, so they make money, and they get their money back within split seconds. So they just automatically get money. Those are not the ones we're trading against. We're trading against those who actually trade in the market, hedge funds. Ali, if you have subscribed, welcome. And by the way, go back in this live video. There's a lot of information in this video today that I find interesting for you. But we are at the bottom of the research. Well, we just do what the hedge funds managers do. They use fundamental analysis. They plan ahead. They look into the future. They analyze. They don't necessarily look at technical analysis as their main tool, but as their main tool, they look into the overall market today and where is it going to go tomorrow. Good. My broker says 1810. On which one? For gold. Yeah. I don't know which broker do you have, Nasim. High frequency trading. Beta. Lamy, yes, I have done all those pairs. Just so. Thank you guys. Actually, we have had, I hope there's a lot of new people coming in today into this channel. I am deeply humble for everyone coming in. I am a trader just like you who has struggled myself up from the dirt, as Gary Vee says it, the dirt. And I'm basically now popping up on YouTube. I have been trading for, 7 years now alone. 6 years alone, sorry. And I started YouTube because my brother-in-law wanted videos on how to trade Forex. Basically pure out of people around me wanting to know more. And that's why we're here. So yeah, please give back by liking this video if you found it interesting. Subscribe if you want to have more knowledge for the future, and join the Discord if you want more help every day. I will answer as fast as I can, and not necessarily always within a minute. But there are other people in that group that is smarter than me that can just as much answer the questions. So until next time, stay safe, don't risk money you cannot afford to lose. And I will see you in Discord afterwards. Okay. Happy living, happy trading. We are going to trade for the next 20 years.